Using your powers of telescopic vision, you focus on the ruined log huts and scan them for signs of life. A dull glint of sunlight on a tarnished shield and the glimpse of a scarlet-clad figure moving behind an open doorway warn you that the settlement is occupied. You cast your eyes along the river for an alternative place to cross, but it is only here that in deep, fast-flowing waters of the River Bowl are shallow enough to cross on horseback. You know what we're going to do? You wish to try and avoid the ford and try and cross the river further downstream? We're going to do that, and we're going to say that's how we get lost and end up in the Isle of Ghostwood or whatnot. Alright. Having made a wide detour around to avoid the ford, eventually you discover an old game trail which runs alongside the river. You follow its tracks for several miles until you reach a place where the massive boulders, smoothed by centuries of erosion, rise out of the foaming torrent like a giant stepping stones. It would be difficult, though not impossible, to cross the river at this point, but not on horseback. Reluctantly, you leave your mount and make your crossing by leaping from one boulder to the next. You are halfway across when you are faced with a leap that is wider than you have ever attempted before. Pick a number on the random number table. If you have the Malachi discipline of Hunt Mastery and have reached the rank of Primate or more, add 2 to the number you pick. Okay. Random number table? Oh, you jerk. Ahem. The wind whistles past your face as you leap across the gap and land with a jolt that leaves you breathless. Desperately you cling to the rock, but your feet cannot grip the smooth surface and you slip backwards into the river. You surface quickly, but the river here is too deep and strong and you cannot resist being swept along under the current. For over 3 miles you ride the icy water until you begin to feel smooth rock speeding past beneath your feet. By kicking out against these boulders, you are able to propel yourself towards the bank. Cold and exhausted, you claw your way out of the water and collapse on the rocky shore. Your fall and rough river ride have taken a toll on your possessions. Delete the items you have listed 4th, 5th, and 6th on your backpack. And half the contents of your belt pouch. Okay. So... and this is how we get to the Isle of Ghost. So I have 7 gold left. And on my backpack, 4th, 5th, and 6th is 1, 2, 3, meal. Well, that's not bad. So I lose some meals. No biggie. Alright. You know what? And then I'm gonna... hang on a second. Okay, I had to find out how to get back to the Ghost Isle. So we're basically just gonna say that, the river pushed us down, and then this is where we get out of the river. Normally what happens is you don't go to the battle, you go try and find that other guy, and you find him, but you screw it up somehow, and he thinks you're an enemy, so he starts chasing you, and he chases you basically over here to the forest. So, but as far as we're concerned, we just got pushed down the river until we got here. Alright? And I restored, I had 4 hit points, I gained 4 from curing up until the point I stopped, so I went ahead and added those, so I'm at 8 now! Yay! As you hurry away, you happen upon a trail that gradually descends to the bank of the rushing river. Massive boulders, smoothed away by water over the centuries, rise from the foaming torrent like giant stepping stones. Across the river, you see another forest, dark and foreboding. The sun is strong in the cloudless sky, and the air is warm and dry, yet a grey mist hangs heavy and cold around the trees of that forest. All along the bank of this side of the river grow clumps of bushy herbs with bright scarlet flowers. You possess the discipline of curing. You recognize the plants. They are lumpwort herb, very similar to the healing plant lamsfur. You can regain lost endurance points by eating the leaves. Yay! Each meal of lumpwort restores 2 endurance points, and there is enough leaves for 3 meals. If you decide to pick this herb, remember to adjust your action chart accordingly. I'm going to eat all of them! All of them! Give me, what, I was at 9 because I just gained 1, so 9 plus 6. So I have 15 endurance points now. Not bad, folks. I'm starting to heal a little bit. I'm not saving any for later, though, because darn it, I need it. Alright. Carefully, you cross the raging river, leaping from one boulder to the next. The sun warms your body, but you feel an unexpected chill as soon as you set foot on the opposite bank. Instinctively, you know that this is the Isle of Ghosts Prince Gregor spoke of so fearfully. A stony trail leads into the heart of the mist-enshrouded trees. It is partially overgrown with sawbriar, which tears mercilessly at your boots and leggings. Undaunted, you press on until forced to stop at the edge of the narrow chasm that bisects the trail. A tangle of yellowed bones lie at the bottom, and a damp, unwholesome smell rises from a number of tiny caves which riddle the sheer walls. If you wish to attempt to jump across this narrow chasm, if you wish to look for a way around it, let's do that. The further you skirt around the edge of the chasm, the wider it becomes. After an hour of searching for an alternative way across, you are forced to return to the trail and reconsider the jump. If you have a rope and wish to use it, I don't know, do I have a rope? I do! Okay, I'm going to use the rope. You tie one end of the rope to a strong stick and cast it across the gap. On your third attempt, it anchors in some exposed tree roots near the edge. A few tentative pulls assures you that it is secure enough to support your weight, and you swing across. Your feet brace to withstand the jolt of the impact as the chasm wall. Alright, pick a random number table. 1. I'm hesitant to click this. Ah, crap. The jolt leaves you breathless but otherwise unharmed. As you recover your composure, you hear the scrambling sound deep within the rock face. Suddenly, a section of sheer wall crumbles away, exposing the head of a ghastly worm-like creature with huge clacking mandibles. You have disturbed a hungry lapilibor and is intent on eating you alive. Oh, great. Well, I have 2 more health points, so that's 17. Alright. Combat skill 16, endurance 50. Owing to your precarious position, deduct 3 points from your combat skill for the duration of the fight to prevent yourself from falling into the gorge. You can fight using only a weapon that can be used in one hand. Yeah, max a mace, warhammer, sure. Okay, I have a sword. Alright, hang on. You may forego the use of a shield for the duration of the fight. Oh, okay, okay. So, hang on. 21. No, that was something else I was doing. Alright, so I'm going to use the summer sword because I have, like, no health. So I can use that with one hand, but I can't use my shield because I'm holding that with the other hand. So I'm going to deduct 2 from that. So I have a combat skill bonus of 15, which puts me at 33. And he's got a combat skill of 16, but an endurance of 50. We should get an instant kill sooner or later. Let's hope this doesn't hurt us too bad. Ah! Instant kill right off the bat. Guy didn't even touch me. Basically just lopped his head off with the summer sword. Woohoo! Yay! Alright, turn to page 72. The creature emits a shrill whistle as your killing blow pierces its brain. Its deadly mandibles continue to snap spasmodically, but without purpose, as its lifeless body oozes from the hole and falls limply to the chasm floor. Gripping firmly with both hands, you haul yourself up and untie the stick from the end of the rope and wind it and put it back in your pack before setting off deeper into the eerie forest. Yay! That turned out pretty well. For several hours, you follow an ancient pavement that mostly lies buried beneath the rich black soil of the forest floor. Occasionally, you discover a heap of moss-covered slabs. They are all but that remain of the dwellings built long before the trees conquered the isle. It is late afternoon when you reach a clearing in the middle of which stands a decaying structure of mold-encrusted stone. The building is an immense ziggurat, which is so overgrown that it appears to be part of the surrounding soil and vegetation. A section of this verdant growth has been cleared to reveal 2 massive doors of solid crystal set into the lowest level. If you have the Mandakite discipline of divination, I do. A strong aura of evil and treachery pervades the entire area, and your senses detect that you are not alone. The building is occupied. Forewarned by your psychic skills, you avoid approaching the clearing. Under the cover of the dense undergrowth... No! No, I don't do that. Oh, wait. Maybe? You uncover the dense... You make it around in the rear of the building where you witness a curious scene. Yeah, we'll do that. Alright, will you make... witness a curious scene. A dozen horses... bridled with the furnishings and coverings of black and gold, stand tethered to an obelisk stone. 2 leather-clad soldiers sit nearby, sharing a pipe of aromatic tobacco as they gamble at cards. They each wear an emblem on their shoulder, which is also embroidered upon the horse's saddle cloths. It is a gold portcullis on a black crest. If you've ever traveled to the Stormlands of Central Magnamon in a previous Lone Wolf adventure, yes I have. Turn to page 65. Alright, hang on a second. Back up to 20. You recognize the emblem of Saloni, the smallest of the Stormland nations. The two soldiers are dressed in the uniforms of mercenary swordsmen from the town of Armory, which is situated close to the northern border. Fear and suspicion grow stronger as you try to fathom the reason why these soldiers of fortune are here on this remote isle, 1,000 miles from their homeland. One of the men struggles to his feet and begins walking towards you. You sense that he has not seen you. He is merely answering the call of nature, but you decide it is wise to slip away under the cover of the forest. You return to the front of the building. Curiosity overcomes your natural caution as you decide to investigate the fascinating structure. You discover that the undergrowth has only recently been chopped away to give access to the doors where gaping, fire-blackened holes are all that remain of the crystal locks that held them secure for centuries. Beyond the damaged doors, a dry, dark tunnel slopes gently downwards. It twists as it descends into a chamber which is huge and empty, and ringed by a score of openings. A green glow and the faint thrumming of discord chanting draws you to one of these mini portals. Beyond it is a staircase. The staircase delves deeper into the earth. As you make your way carefully downward, the air becomes increasingly humid and chill. The stairs are slick with moisture and crawling with spiders and other many-legged creatures that scuttle away from your feet. You count 60 steps before the staircase ends at a huge door stained black with damp with age. It is slightly ajar, and as you peer through the crack, you are chilled to the core by what lies beyond. As you make your way carefully downwards, the air becomes increasingly humid and chill. The stairs are slick with moisture and crawling with spiders and other many-legged creatures that scuttle away from your feet. You count 60 steps before the staircase ends at a huge door stained black with damp and age. It is slightly ajar, and as you peer through the crack, you are chilled to the core by what lies beyond. Behind the black door lies a vast temple lit by a ghastly green glow which radiates from columns of crystal that rise from the floor and ascend into the dark reaches above. Near the center of the room sits a giant block of sculptured marble, and around it stands a group of hooded men, their faces hidden behind hideous masks of glass. The dismal sound of their chanting fills the chamber, and as their leader steps forward and removes his mask, so their voices raise in pitch and fervor. If you have traveled to the Stormlands, yes I have. You recognize the pale, badly scarred features of Rourke, Lord of the Salonese town of Armory. He has aged much since your last meeting. His jet-black hair is now streaked with gray, and he walks with a stoop, as if burdened by a heavy pack. But his eyes are still as cold and as cruel as they were when he attempted to kill you 4 years ago. That's the dick that killed my old guy friend. Jerk. I have like another 4 hit points. I gotta constantly. Thank you, Curing. Thank you so much. I'd still be at like 6 hit points otherwise. Hear me, O Lord of Pain, cries the leader. Your humble servant Rourke invokes you to aid him in his hour of dread uncertainty. Come forth and conquer! Come forth and feast upon the souls of our enemies! As the grim words uttered by the gray-haired figure echo through the temple, your Kai senses detect a stream of invisible force rising from the marble block. Gradually, the force takes the form of a mist filled with ghastly apparitions. An icy chill engulfs the temple as the mist swirl like a cyclone around the walls. Come! Come, Tagazin! Screams Rourke, his voice barely audible in the howling wind. From the pit of internal pain, I summon thee! I think that's eternal, not internal. Though that could work too. If you possess the magic eye discipline of divination and have reached the rank of Mentora, yes I have. A tingling sensation, electrifying... Hang on, let me go ahead and add an extra point because this is a long page. A tingling sensation electrifies your senses and fills your mind with images of events which took place in this temple thousands of years ago. So strong are the psychic residues that linger here that the images appear breathtakingly vivid. During the age of the Old Kingdoms, when the Elder Magi ruled the land, this temple was a place of learning and experimentation. It was here they devoted their knowledge and understanding of nature, and many beneficial discoveries were made to the betterment of Magnamund. The guardians of the laboratories were a Dordarian race called the Patar. They served the Elder Magi, and in return they were entrusted with their newfound secrets of herbcraft and druidic lore.